Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talkin Wrasslin podcast with your host, the macho-loving, cornet-carny, little munchkin Denny Vale. And the Jacksonville wrestling fan, whose favorite wrestlers, of course, are forever and always will be the Young Bucks. Lyssie Vale. Together, these two give a retrospective of the week in the professional wrestling world throughout all promotions across the world. So let's jump into this week's episode. Oh my God!
Dog, it's rolling.
Oh, is it now? Shit.
You're doing great.
We fucked up already. Anyway, hello, hi. Hey. There. Hi. This is Dylan. And that's Lyssie.
Hi.
And this is Talking Wrestling. And we got things to talk about, and yeah. We got a lot of things. We watched the Vince McMahon documentary, so that's gonna be talked about. Dynamite Grand Slam happened. Collision Grand Slam happened. Bad Blood is going to be happening. So we got things to talk about. My Way Back Wednesday match returns. So we get to talk about my backyard wrestling shenanigans again. We got a throwback match of the week. And we got a wrestler of the week that I get to pick. But anyway, Lyssie.
What?
How was your week? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Bit eventful,
Good
to
talk.
say the least.
Good talk.
Yeah. Had some issues at the apartment building that we live in. Which I don't want to get too much into detail about, but basically put me to my breaking point. So that was super fucking cool.
Lyssie said we're fucking getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So hopefully, we are moving, and just have to find a place to go. We'll be viewing an apartment this upcoming Saturday, which is really cool. But yeah, so that was really cool. Basically, it pushed me to my breaking point, and my body basically shut down on me and was like, you're done. You're fucking done. And then I, felt like absolute garbage the following day after the event, because my body was like, you need to rest. You have overexerted us for far too long. You're done. And I'm like, okay. So I had to go home early from work, because I went to work and I just started feeling worse and worse and worse, and I was like, I need to leave. I was like, this is not good. So that was really fun. Really cool, fun experience to have. But an even cooler, fun experience to have was we went and saw Post Malone.
We did see Post Malone.
We saw Post Malone on Wednesday, which was fucking sick and incredible and 5 years in the making. Technically, in my brain, longer than 5 years, because I wanted to see him for a while, but, for me and Dylan together, 5 years in the making. So that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, it's just kind of been work and work and work and work and work and work.
Work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Work.
How was your week?
It was boring, and then I saw Post Malone, and then I saw Nigel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson wrestle.
Yeah, why the fuck did you say that?
I don't know. And, yeah. We're going to talk about that. And the Phillies are in the playoffs, and, yeah.
Okay.
Eagles suck.
Jags suck.
Yeah.
Jags can't win a fucking game to save their goddamn skin.
Nope.
So yeah, just been a eventful fucking week. Which is so cool. Although, another cool thing, real quick before we get into it, my project piece is getting delivered today.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So I'm excited. I'm gonna get that worked on hopefully Friday. And, yeah.
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 But, okay, Dylan, I guess start us off with whatever.
All right. So, before we get into our review, reactions, opinions, probably a 45-minute conversation about the 6-hour documentary of Vince McMahon on Netflix, he tried doing damage control during the week before this Netflix documentary dropped. And I have a screenshot from his desk.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, this is from Vince McMahon. I don't regret participating in this Netflix documentary. The producers had an opportunity to tell an objective story about my life and the incredible business I built, which were equally filled with excitement, drama, fun, and a fair amount of controversy and life lessons. Unfortunately, based on an early partial cut, I've seen this doc fall short and takes the predictable path of conflating the, in quotes, Mr. McMahon character with my true self, Vince. The title and promos alone make that evident. A lot has been misrepresented or left out entirely in effort to leave viewers intentionally confused. The producers use typical editing tricks with out of context footage and dated sound bites, etc., to distort the viewer's perception and support of a depictive narrative. In an attempt to further their misleading account, the producers use a lawsuit based on an affair I ended as evidence that I am in fact, in quotes, Mr. McMahon. I hope the viewer will keep an open mind and remember that there are two sides to every story. From Vince McMahon.
I wasn't confused watching it.
No. That can lead us right into it. Lyssie, watching the 6-hour documentary, Vince McMahon, it's on Netflix. Go watch it. It's 6 hours long. Not in one sitting. It's episodes. But Lyssie, were you confused while watching it?
No. And I mean, maybe it's because we went into it watching, knowing stuff about wrestling. I mean, granted, at this point, even if you're not a wrestling fan, who's gonna go into this not knowing about who the fuck Vince McMahon is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even if you don't know everything that he did, you know that he owns WWE.
Yeah. But I wasn't confused at all watching it. I thought it was pretty cut and dry. And
if you're a wrestling fan and you watch this, I don't want to say it's a waste of time, but you know everything.
Yeah, it's not like there's really new information in this.
No.
At all. So there were some things that were in there that were a little bit surprising that we were talking about.
Yeah, they go, episode 1 is the typical, his life growing up, his parents, pretty much, he didn't really know his true parents. He was adopted or whatever by another family, raised in a trailer park, middle class, met his father. Well, all he wanted was his father's love and all this. Got into the business, and he took his father's business, and he turned WWE into what WWE is today.
Yeah.
That was pretty much episode 1.
Yeah.
There's really nothing else more to say. Hulk Hogan was the guy, Vince was the mastermind. All of this. I'm trying to think of I know certain episodes. Episode 2. Do you remember what the main?
I don't remember the main focal points and stories. I know there was a lot of talk about the Monday Night Wars.
I think episode 2 was kind of the steroid.
Yeah, there was talks about the steroid trials.
Yeah.
There's talks about the Monday Night Wars and the Attitude Era, and then going into the PG era
Bret Hart,
whatnot. Bret Hart.
Montreal Screwjob.
A lot of
Owen.
this stuff, basically, like, it was more so felt of, like, a documentary about the history of WWE with explanations as to Vince while he's making all of these decisions and the questionable decisions that have come out of it that we all know, and like kind of hearing what Vince has to actually say about those questionable decisions.
Yeah.
But all that Vince is saying about the questionable decisions is just what he thinks everybody would want to hear, and they're not really answers, they're just like half answers.
Yeah.
And then denying shit.
Yeah, and pretty much just being like, well, if what happened to Owen happened to me, I would want the show to go on. Oh, Chris Benoit, he went crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's all that shit. Or like, and like, not to spoil it, if anyone has watched it, we'll put, just in case people listen to this, we'll fucking put spoiler thing, like where to skip to or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
But, for spoilers, in the last part, they obviously kind of go like in order of from like 1984 all to current day. He wasn't there for his last interviews. You can probably guess why. Because episode 6 is mostly on Benoit and current day.
Yeah.
Where it's like Benoit, and then it leads into the current day of the allegations. And he wasn't there for it.
He was there for Benoit, but...
He was there for Benoit, but he denied his last, like, fucking interview about the allegations and everything. And, like, the people that are involved, it's kind of what you expected with everyone being involved of, like, oh, he's an evil genius. Like that's pretty much, like, oh, he's an evil genius, yeah. Like, John Cena's there, he's an evil genius. He's an evil genius. Dave Meltzer's there. Dave Meltzer summed it up because, like, one of the questions being asked, like, this is me agreeing with Dave, like, what is Vince McMahon going to be remembered by or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And Dave said, well, he is going to be known as, like, probably the best booker promoter of all time because look at WWE, but also at the same time, he's going to be known for this crazy, weird, disgusting guy.
Yeah.
Like, does it cancel it out? Like, what, like, it's hard because when you hear of Vince McMahon, what comes to your mind? For me, it's, oh, the guy that runs WWE. But also now when I hear Vince McMahon, I'm like,
ugh.
Oh, God, Vince. So...
I think the first things that ever come out of my mouth when people mention Vince McMahon now is just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
What now? Like, I don't want to fucking talk about Vince. I don't want to talk about that fucking gross motherfucker. But, I mean, the documentary wasn't bad. Like, I would say it's worth a watch.
It made Shane McMahon look fucking...
Yeah.
The most normal McMahon.
My biggest takeaway of all of this was, God damn it, I just wanted Shane McMahon to get a fucking chance.
Literally.
Like, just give him a chance. Just see.
Mm-hmm.
Because the man was right about two fucking things. Two very big things that could have really...
Oh, it's
two things that could have really, like, pushed the company into its own... like, into a bigger direction a lot sooner. I'm not saying at the time WWE wasn't fucking massive or anything. But, like... You know, I learned, not necessarily from this documentary, but when we were watching this, Dylan was telling me about how Shane McMahon wanted ECW to be put on the internet after WWE bought it out because they'd be able to keep, like, the same type of content that ECW was producing without the restrictions.
Yeah, so, like...
Because this was around the time of the rise of the internet.
Yeah, so, like, when they bought out when they were going to do WWE ECW... Shane knew, like, Shane always put his mindset with the fans and knew what the fans were going to expect of they wanted to be ECW. Now it's 2006 at this time. It's not 1998. Things have evolved. You're not going to be able to do the same exact things that you were able to do back in 1998, but you can keep that same vibe somehow. And if we put that on TV, we might not be able to keep that vibe at all. But if we put it on the internet, well, it's free reign.
Yeah.
And that was Shane's whole thing.
And they didn't end up doing that, obviously. And I feel like that would have really done a lot of fucking numbers for WWE because, again, that was during the rise of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And then also when UFC was going under, Shane wanted to buy out UFC.
Yeah.
And Vince said no, and now the tables have tabled.
Pretty much, yep.
Because now, you know, not that UFC bought out WWE, but they merged anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, it's just interesting to think about what that would have been like at the time and what all it would have done. You know, like how would it have been different or something along those lines. And genuinely, if I think it might have benefited the company and the business in the long run, I think it would have. Yeah, I just want Shane to be given a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Like, that dude fucking loves wrestling. He just loves wrestling. And he was like what felt like the only one who wasn't actually ever really given the opportunity to show what he can do. And like, sure, yeah, he like did like a lot of in-ring stuff and whatnot. But I felt like he never really had the opportunity to do anything behind the scenes. Or anyone ever actually listened to his fucking ideas that seemed like they were good fucking ideas.
Maybe that's why it was the Royal Rumble 2022. Maybe that's why, like, he was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just going to put myself over.
Yeah, right? But yeah. I don't know. What else do we have to talk about this? I was also surprised that Vince even mentioned Benoit.
That was another thing I wanted to talk about was like, it's crazy to hear because like we're not used to like behind the scenes stuff, right? So like we're used to everything being on screen and whatnot, and we're used to watching WWE and don't speak of Owen, don't speak of Chris Benoit. It was crazy hearing Vince talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
Even though it wasn't anything, you know, like...
No, it was everything you knew.
Yeah.
And everything. But it was just crazy to be like, wow, like, what?
Yeah, no, that was wild. But, I mean, like, surprise, surprise, Vince is like, oh, he was crazy. He lost his mind.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, he did lose his mind. But not that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they had the doctor, brain person, come on and talk about CTE and stuff and, like, you know, all the findings they found on Chris Benoit's brain and everything. And, you know...
Stone Cold is not a CTE guy.
Not a CTE guy. He doesn't believe in that.
He doesn't believe in that. Their Earth is flat.
Honestly, the only thing that this documentary showed me, and I saw someone say it online, was, like... Fucking Bret Hart and Dave Meltzer are the only two normal people in this documentary, and that's speaking volume.
You know what? Yeah, that's,
like,
I mean, Bret's always normal. Bret's always the greatest guy ever, but Lyssie can confirm, I'll trash Dave Meltzer all day, but, like, I was sitting there, I was like, wow, I agree with Dave.
Yeah, I don't hate Dave. I think Dave can be kind of fucking stupid sometimes.
Yeah,
but like, I don't hate Dave Meltzer. I think Dave Meltzer has enough knowledge on the fucking business, very clearly has enough knowledge on the fucking business. It's just some things now that he reports isn't 100% trustworthy as it could be, but I think if you're going to sit down and actually talk to Dave about history of the business, like, you're in good hands with probably what he's going to be talking about. Like, he knows his shit.
Yeah.
And again, like, I just felt for Shane this entire fucking time. Like, all the dude wanted was his dad to be fucking proud of him, so he jumped off of fucking ledges and shit. Literally, he jumped off the fucking cell to get a pat on the back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, that's fucked up. Like, no disrespect to Shane in that aspect or anything, but, like, how much do you have to deprive somebody of fucking love for them to quite literally risk their goddamn life just to get a pat on the back?
Vince McMahon.
Like, fuck you, dude. And, like, Vince's excuse being like, oh, well, my dad never showed me love, so I thought that was normal. And I'm like, no. Fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and Shane was talking about how his entrance to, what was it, WrestleMania, against him and The Undertaker?
32.
WrestleMania 32, when he had his kids come out with him.
Yeah.
And his kids, like, did the little dance and everything, and he said, and I quote, look at these little dudes.
Look at these little dudes.
Like, I don't know, like, I don't know Shane McMahon as a fucking father or anything along those lines, but, like, just from, like, the little bit of the behind-the-scenes footage and, like, how he was talking about his kids, like, I genuinely hope that Shane McMahon is, like, breaking the cycle and is showing his young boys, like, actual love and fucking affection and learned from his dad as how to not be a dad. Fuck Vince McMahon.
Fuck Vince McMahon.
And I hope that Tony Khan and the Young Bucks are actually in talks with Shane McMahon. Because, genuinely, I want that dude to have a fucking chance.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Any final closing statement on...
Fuck Vince McMahon.
Okay.
Fuck Vince McMahon. Fuck Bruce Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard's the biggest dick.
Fuck The
sucker.
Undertaker. Fuck
Yeah.
any goddamn...
Hey, don't you cuss out The Undertaker.
Goddamn any stupid motherfucking mark that's gonna say, well, yeah, like, he did some shitty things, but, like, he is a good guy. Like, he did good things for my family, and, like,
and you know what?
He gave me a career, and, like, yeah, I'm sure he
did, but, like, that doesn't turn away, I don't know how to word it, doesn't defeat the fact that he's a piece of shit.
You could...
To other people.
You could appreciate the good things and the good memories that someone has done for you in your life or has granted you, and all the good that has come out of a shit human being, and still acknowledge the fact that they're a piece of shit human being and you no longer support them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the fuck this guy should never be outweighed by any good thing that they've ever done to you, because while they might have done good to you, they've caused a lot of fucking harm to a bunch of other fucking people. And I'm not saying, like, oh man, they fired this person, or, you know, now they got into an argument and they're not friends anymore. Like, no, we're talking about, like, legitimate fucking crimes committed upon people. Traumatic fucking events amongst many, many women, some of which we know, and probably more that we don't even fucking know, that aren't gonna fucking... You can pay them as much fucking money as you want, they're never gonna fucking heal from that shit. They have to deal with that fucking bullshit and the side effects of that shit for the rest of their fucking life. No offense, but I don't care that he helped your family out in a trying time. I don't care that he gave you the opportunity to create this fucking character and go on TV and create success for yourself, because while he's letting you create success for yourself, he's traumatizing fucking dozens and dozens of other fucking people behind the scenes. I don't give a fuck if he was nice to one person. I don't give a fuck if he was your father figure. Father figure's a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah. Sorry if you hear music.
Reason 3,578 as to why we are leaving this apartment.
From one billionaire to another billionaire, causing so much discourse this week. Let's talk about Tony Khan adding injury time to Rey Fenix's contract.
Again, like I've said this entire time we've been talking about this, if this is true, because there's still so many conflicting reports about what the fuck is going on, if this is true and this is, like, really actually what is happening, fuck you, Tony. What the fuck, Tony? Like, are you fucking serious, dog?
And we would be sitting here saying the same thing if it was WWE, for all you fucking
I will gladly
freaks out there.
I will gladly fucking shit on WWE any goddamn fucking day of the week.
This goes for both companies. It just so happens to be AEW right now.
No, you don't get to use a human being as a fuck you to another fucking company because they've done it to you in the past. I don't give a single solitary fucking fuck about it. You do not get to use a human fucking being and fuck on their life and fuck on what they were fucking wanting to do with their goddamn fucking future just because well, the other ones did it to me, so why would I play nice with them? And it's like, you're not playing...
damn shame.
You're not playing nice with the other fucking companies by letting them have the talent who is planning to fucking leave anyway and is going to leave in a year's time, give or take, anyway. You're not playing nice with the other fucking company. You're playing nice with the fucking talent. Like, because why leave a bad taste in the mouth of the talent who has been there since fucking day one and is now getting fucking fucked on because you want to be a petty fucking dick?
Yeah, like...
Why would you do that when now they're going to go over to the other side anyway and they're going to fucking be like, oh, well, you know, I'm pretty pissed off about X, Y, and Z and yada, 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 and, you know, fuck them over there, and actually let me air out some of their fucking dirty laundry now since they want to be fucking pricks and fuck with my life.
Like,
no!
Like, I'm not shocked. WWE has done it, and I'm not shocked. You live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's what Tony's exactly doing. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up thing that they can do that to begin with. Like, it's just fucked up. What do you get out of this? Nothing. Like, what if this was just one of those things where it's like, look, I gotta leave this place now just to go do other things and have other opportunities and stuff like that, but maybe someday I'll come back, and you leave on good terms.
Yeah.
But now, with this happening, if I'm Rey Fenix, I'm being like, yo, fuck you, Tony.
Wait,
I'm never coming back.
Are you gonna fucking use him now? Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, are you gonna use them?
Are you gonna extend paying them? Are you going to extend you giving them money for another year? Which at least that's the silver lining in any of this is whenever injury time's at least the talent's getting paid. But and it's not just fucking 9 months to a year of no pay.
And he's not just fucking over Rey Fenix. He's fucking over Penta.
Well, yeah, because Penta could leave.
Yeah, Penta could leave, but he probably wanted to go to the Fed with with WWE.
He wanted to go to the WWE with the Rey Fenix, but
calling it the Fed and everything.
Holy
fuck!
Are you gonna use them? Is that what this is? Are you going to add the extra year and use them?
Well, just him. It won't be Penta.
Is Penta still gonna leave?
That's the thing.
So if this is all true, because we've been hearing counter arguments on both fucking sides about what the fuck is going on. But if this is true, and you're adding a year, we'll just say a year to be safe with it, a year of injury time onto Rey Fenix, is Penta gonna stay? And if they're both staying, are you actually gonna book the Lucha Bros and maybe try to book them in a way and convince them to stay and make them really fucking shine again? Or is Penta gonna leave and go to the fucking Fed and then maybe run a storyline of waiting for his brother to come back or something? Maybe Penta goes in as a heel and then Rey Fenix comes in and then we do something with that. I don't know. But while that's going on, if Penta's not there, are you gonna book Rey Fenix as a single star and really fucking push him to the moon? Because Rey Fenix has done a lot of singles matches, more than Penta realistically in AEW.
They're gonna put Penta in the LWO.
So are you gonna put fucking Rey Fenix in the conglomeration?
Yeah, they fucking might. They're gonna put Rey Fenix in the conglomeration on one channel and then fucking Penta in the fucking LWO on the other.
Or are we gonna do fucking Rey Fenix singles run to the fucking stars? Or are we just gonna do the latter of the fucking options? And are we just gonna extend the time, not put them on TV, let them sit at home, collect the fucking paycheck? Doesn't really matter because it's coming out of Tony's wallet, and Tony's wallet is endless. Let them fucking collect a paycheck for a year and then let them go to the fucking Fed. No. Just to stick it to the Fed.
Yo, remember Free Ollie? Where the fuck is the free Rey Fenix? I'm fucked up.
Yeah, no, honestly,
free this boy.
Unless we're actually gonna fucking do something with Rey. And maybe Penta. Unless we're actually gonna fucking do something with them to try and convince them to stay and really shine a light on them again, I don't see the fucking point in this.
Bro, if they're adding injury time to my contract and, then they start using me, I'm just not going to... And, I was on my way out, I'm just not gonna try, bro.
But also, here's the thing, right?
Shawn Michaels versus Hogan, 05 SummerSlam, that's what I'm doing every match.
Here's the thing, though, right? Ray could just pull a Ricky and just be like, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
I
Not
don't
gonna
wanna
work
do
for
that.
me, brother.
No, I don't really feel like doing that. Oh, I don't want to show up this week. No, I can't.
Not gonna work for me, brother.
Yeah, like he could literally just fucking say no. He could just pull a Ricky and be like, I'm not doing that.
Not gonna work for me, brother.
So, I mean, I don't know. If it's true, it's fucking sad, it's fucking stupid, it's fucking bullshit, and it's not fucking right.
No.
If it's not true, cool. That's great. But again, we're gonna have to see what's gonna fucking happen. So
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
yeah. I mean, I could honestly see Penta leaving, showing up at the Rumble.
Yeah.
And Ray's stuck. But
Yeah.
Ray can show up at the Rumble next year. There you go. Penta's in the Rumble. Penta enters at the Rumble this year. Right? And, then goes off and does whatever and probably gets stuck with the LWO. And then next year's Rumble, Penta's in the Rumble. And then Ray shows up. And it's this big reunion at the Rumble. And that's your WWE Royal Rumble moment. Of the Lucha Brothers being reunited once again.
And then they'll be on Speed.
And then they'll be in the LWO and then they'll be on Speed.
Yes. We'll get that match between them on
Because
Speed.
if they go to WWE, it's not going to end well. It's just not going to be good. Like, it is not going to be fucking good.
No.
I'm sorry. It's not going to be.
They might hold the tag titles, but, then they'll lose it to, the random team of fucking, trying to think, Braun Breaker and Otis.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Chad Gable and one of the Creed brothers.
Just
not the Creed brothers.
Yeah, fucking
Chad Gable and one Creed
fucking
brother.
Julius Creed will be out with an injury, but Chad Gable will be like, fuck it, we're teaming still. Anyway, listen, you can talk about this. I need to pee really bad. It's the Young Bucks pose with Shane McMahon. Talk about it.
What am I supposed to talk about this?
Just talk about it. It's interesting. There you go. I broke the ice. Go ahead.
I mean, okay, well, so basically, while Dylan's creating a fucking problem over here, so the Young Bucks posted a photo to their Instagrams and to Twitter and probably also to Facebook, of them with Shane McMahon at the airport with the caption saying, "Interesting flight today," and that was really it. And it kind of blew up in the internet for a while and whatnot, and everyone was like, oh my god, Shane McMahon and the Young Bucks, or people were also like, oh no, Shane McMahon and the Young Bucks. And it's kind of been like a 50-50 split of people excited and people pissed off because they don't want a McMahon involved in anything to do with AEW. And there's been speculation and rumor mill for a while that Shane has been planning to join AEW to some degree. And then that picture of Tony and Shane went viral, and then now this is happening. Honestly, here's the thing, right? We don't know why they were there at the airport. We don't know if this was a meeting that they were having. And they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna end up meeting up at the airport or whatever, and then go out and discuss business. Or if this was quite literally just a Young Bucks were on the flight and Shane McMahon was on the flight, or the Young Bucks were on the flight and Shane McMahon was already at the airport or getting off a separate flight or whatever, and just happened to run into each other and were chit-chatting and took a picture because they knew the internet was going to blow up over it. There's literally no context to it aside from Nick, Matt, Shane, interesting flight today.
Yeah.
And Matt fucking pouting in the picture. That's the whole thing. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it leads to anything or if it's just kind of another thing that the Young Bucks did to garner attention to themselves and garner attention to the rumors of Shane joining and see if anything actually comes out of it. We don't know. We have no idea. Honestly, I still like to believe that picture of Tony and Shane McMahon was them just hanging out talking about wrestling and had actually nothing to do with AEW. They're just lifelong friends somehow. But I personally, if you weren't able to tell from earlier in this fucking podcast, I personally want to see Shane do something with AEW. I don't think Shane McMahon is going to sabotage AEW, personally. I really don't. I think Shane McMahon personally loves wrestling too much to sabotage it. I think that even if it is a different promotion, he's not necessarily seeing it as like, he's not still seeing it as competition to WWE. He's seeing it as, I love wrestling and I've always wanted to do things in wrestling and I've always wanted to be a part of like a creative role in a company, or I've always wanted to do this, or I've always wanted to do that, and my father hates me, so I never could, or he didn't listen to me, and maybe I'll have an opportunity here. I genuinely, and I don't understand why people don't want to see him. I don't understand why people don't like him. I really don't know if it's just he's a McMahon. I don't know if Shane has genuinely done anything like terrible in his life, and if he has, like, let me know, because I don't know, because it seems like when the whole Vince McMahon thing came out, Shane was disgusted with his father and wanting to do with his father. It seems like Shane has been disgusted with his father for years. For fucking years. Literally leaving the company for, 6 fucking years because his dad told him to fucking stab him in the chest, and he was like, alright, I'm out. Yeah. I'm done with this fucking shit. I'm done. Like, and everyone even in that documentary was saying, like, Shane was always, like, the black sheep of the family and never really fucking fit in, and was always kind of the outcast in it. And genuinely, honestly, I think it takes the outcast, not takes the outcast of a billionaire family, but I feel like the outcast of a billionaire family that has run the wrestling business for as long as it has, to help out the outcast fucking up and coming company is a really fucking good thing. To the son of another outcast billionaire, which is so fucking weird. If I had a nickel for every 2 outcast billionaires that were a part of the wrestling, outcast billionaire sons that were a part of the wrestling business, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's really weird it happened twice.
Who's the second one?
Tony!
I don't think Tony's an outcast.
Yes, he is.
No.
You do not grow up on wrestling forums and are a normal person in society. There is no way. I don't fucking care. Whoever you are out there, if you were on wrestling forums in like the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever, you're a fucking outcast. You know you're a fucking outcast. You're a fucking weirdo. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I'm a creep.
Okay, let's put it this way.
I'm a weirdo.
We'll put it this way, Dylan. All right, the wrestling forums of today is Twitter. We'll say that, right?
I'm aware.
We're pretty crystal clear on that.
That's literally what it evolved into.
I am on wrestling Twitter, actively, enough. My brother, who is a wrestling fan, has no social media. Not one piece of social media. Well, definitely not Twitter.
He's a casual wrestling fan now.
At the moment he is.
Is what it would be called.
At the moment he is. However, even back in the days when my brother wasn't, now granted, I mean, my brother was pretty young when wrestling forums were like a thing. My brother wasn't on wrestling forums. At most, he was on the YouTube finding like other wrestling promotions and learning about other wrestling promotions and whatnot. He wasn't talking about wrestling with other people on the internet. He had friends. He had real life friends that also liked wrestling. Because this was, like the early 2000s. He had other friends in school that liked wrestling. He talked to his friends. I
mean, so did I, though.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have friends that liked wrestling, so the only person I talked to about it was... I had one friend. One friend that liked wrestling. But her and I didn't really talk about wrestling like a whole hell of a lot. Like, we watched it together. We would talk about like every now and again, like when the live events would come around. We would watch it together and whatnot. I think we took her to a couple shows before. But like aside from that, the person I talked to the most about wrestling with was my brother. My brother, while still growing up with the internet, and without social media, and maybe just social media in general, but without being on the internet like 1,000,001 times a day, grew up to be a normal functioning person of fucking society and a very successful person who, mind you, just bought a fucking Corvette. Congratulations to my brother. He just bought a fucking Corvette.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, who is active on wrestling Twitter, would argue that I am the outcast in my family, or the black sheep in my family. And I'm very unwell and am doing my sure darnest best to make a fucking paycheck. Who didn't go to college, who is a whack job, who grew up more so on the internet. If you grew up on wrestling forums, if you grew up on the wrestling internet, you're a fucking weirdo. And I'm not saying that in like a rude, degrading way. I mean, some of you are fucking real weirdos, and that's a degrading way. But like, you're probably some sort of outcast person who might not have had a lot of friends that were interested in your interests, or a lot of friends at all, and found comfort in something that you really enjoyed, and went out of your way to make friends online, or to talk about these things that like brought you a lot of joy, even if it was to random strangers on the internet. You're probably a fucking weirdo, and that's fine. Like, It's no disrespect to Tony Khan saying you grew up on wrestling forums, so you're a fucking outcast and a fucking weirdo.
I grew up on wrestling forums, bro.
It's pretty fucking crystal clear that Tony Khan's a fucking weirdo. But, like, a good weirdo. Like, Tony Khan's not gonna go and commit heinous fucking acts like Vince McMahon, I would hope. Or, like, say fucking shit like these other, like, really bad fucking creepoids on the internet in the wrestling community. Like, the Diva stans will.
Oh, God.
He's not gonna fucking do that. Tony Khan has human decency. I would very much so say Tony Khan was an outcast fucking weirdo growing up.
I would love to, like, there has to be a way. Like, everything on the internet's on the internet forever.
I could find his handle.
I was gonna say, I would love to find his handle.
I could find his handle.
And, like, see what he was talking about and shit.
I bet you $20 it was something like Conman 420. But Con spelled like his last name. Or Con Artist 420 or something.
Tony, what is your fucking
Like, it was a
handle?
pun. He had a pun in there. Because he thought it was funny.
What is your fucking handle?
If I had to sit down with Tony Khan, I'm asking him what his fucking AIM handle was.
I guess it's my turn to...
Yeah, you talk about this. I kind of went on a little bit of a side story here.
I think the only thing I really have to say about this, I'm interested if it is true. If Shane McMahon shows up in AEW, I'll be shocked, yes, but I'll be really optimistic about. Like, I won't shit on it immediately or whatever. I'll be optimistic.
Is that fucking Ricochet?
That's Ricochet as Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio from Lucha Underground.
Damn, that tattoo's fresh.
We gotta watch Lucha Underground and do like a whole episode on Lucha Underground. It would be really cool. You would love Lucha Underground. Yeah, I know you've only seen like certain things from Lucha Underground, and this is one of them that you're about to see. But I'm not gonna shit on it immediately. I'll find it interesting, and the reason why I will, because like the AEW fan. Typical AEW fan is they're a fan of wrestling. They like the wrestling and all that. That's what Shane McMahon is. He's a fan of wrestling. He knows how to make things work, and he knows like what's in and what's not in, kinda. Like, he has his hand, like, he's in the business. He knows. So will it help out AEW? I'm sure. Which would be good, and it's just gonna be interesting. Is he gonna show up with Jon Moxley's like Romper Stomper group? Yeah, probably. So we'll see what happens, but it's interesting.
If Shane McMahon was full send to put ECW on the internet to keep its authenticity, I think the man cares enough about wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he was a fan of ECW.
Yeah, like, I don't think that there's a fucking question in my mind that Shane genuinely has the best interest of wrestling in his heart. And also, I mean, like, sure, WWE is a completely different, like, vibe than AEW. That's a given. I don't necessarily think that Shane's going to show up and just be like, it's sports entertainment now, it's WWE 2.0 type of thing.
No, that's Chris Jericho's thing.
Yeah. I think Shane is more so willing to preserve what's already there and just help build upon it with his knowledge of, like, what he knows from already being in the wrestling industry, and arguably so being a part of the most successful wrestling company that is known to date. And, like, that's a huge fucking asset to have. So, yeah, I want to fucking see him. I don't know why people don't want to fucking see him. I get that people are hesitant because they don't want it to be ruined. I don't think he's going to ruin it. I think he's going to have some pretty good ideas and some solid business models of how to run things and maybe give a little bit more of organization to what's going on there.
I'll be optimistic and just see what happens. If it does happen. What a move. Moving on to the next thing. We didn't really watch Raw. I think you were working. And there was Monday. Oh, no, we were watching football. We were watching... Yeah, we were watching the Bills and Jags game.
Oh.
On Monday.
Oh.
You know, explain this to me.
No, I don't want to.
No. So the Bills win 47-10, right, against the Jags, and then they lose to the Ravens 35-10.
Well, see, here's the thing. The Ravens are a good team.
So are the Bills.
No, but the Jags aren't. You understand what I mean? Like, the Jags aren't. So the Jags made it really really fucking easy.
Yeah, the Jags.
To lose.
Jags aren't... Anyway.
Or to win, but...
The big highlight from Raw was Jey Uso becoming Intercontinental Champion. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark about this.
Congratulations, but man, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was talking to Mark about this when I went to go get my new bridge jewelry. Oh, that's another thing that happened this week. Lost the ball to my one bridge jewelry. Rest in peace to my bridge shield. That fucking sucks. Now I have spikes.
Lyssie lost the ball.
Yeah, I lost the ball. But now I have spikes, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, no, I was talking to Mark a little bit about this when I was outside. And I'll basically just say like the same thing that I was saying to him, and I think I was even saying to you. I'm surprised. Not that Jay won it, because Jay's deserving to win it.
That Braun Breaker held it for like 2
months. They built Braun Breaker up as this indestructible dude, and then they're just like, all right, 2-month title reign. That seems fine.
I understand why they gave it to Jey Uso. He's super over, but also he's one of them guys. He doesn't even need a belt.
No, he doesn't need a belt.
Because he's so fucking over. Like, I understand why they did it, but like,
I'm glad
he has the bloodline to get back to.
I'm glad if anybody currently right now did win it, it was Jay. Again, I think Jay's more than well deserving of it.
Yeah, don't put the world title on him. Put the Intercontinental title's fine. Don't put the world title on him.
But
put the world title on Braun.
I don't know. I'm hoping that whatever they do with Braun moving forward, they still kind of hold that same like he got me on a bad day type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm still like this fucking monster type of guy.
Did we watch Raw tonight or shitty football games?
Who's playing?
There's the Seahawks and Lions at 8:15.
Don't care about either of those teams.
And then the Titans and who the fuck are the Titans?
No, we're not watching the Titans because if the Titans fucking win, if the Titans fucking win, dude, I'm done.
So I'll put Raw on the big TV then.
It's
Titans Dolphins, and it's Seahawks Lions.
If the Titans win, which I don't think they're gonna beat the Dolphins, but if the Titans fucking win, I can't watch it happen. I'll hear about it happen, and that's fine, but I can't see that happen to me.
Miami's favored by 2.5. Lyssie, are you think they're gonna cover?
What?
The Miami's favored by 2.5. You think they're gonna cover?
What the fuck does that mean?
I just need a yes or no out of you. They're gonna win by 2 points. Are they gonna win by 2 points?
At least, yeah.
Okay. The Lions are favored by 4.5.
Are they gonna win by 4 points?
Are they gonna cover?
I haven't seen anything of the Lions or the Seahawks.
The Seahawks are 3-0.
Oh God, no.
And the Lions are 2-1.
No, Lions aren't gonna win. 3-0 fucking team, no.
And the Dolphins are favored because they're 1-2, but they don't have Tua because Tua's.
They're 1-2?
Yeah.
We're the only team they beat?
Yeah. Tua's kind of fucked up right now. He got a concussion.
Oh, that sucks.
He got CTE probably.
That's not the guy that got arrested, was it?
No, that's Tyreek Hill.
No, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill's the wide receiver.
I think the Dolphins are really fun to watch.
No, the Ravens are now.
The Ravens are fun to watch. I like watching the Dolphins. And honestly, at the start of this season, I mean, look, I wasn't mad about losing to the Dolphins. Okay? I will root for a Florida team, even if it's not my team. All right? I'll root for the Dolphins. I'll root for the Bucks. I like all of them.
Were you cheering for the Bucks yesterday? Why they were beating the Eagles? Fucking...
I'm not cheering for the Eagles.
400 to nothing.
Not cheering for the Eagles.
Man, the Eagles fucking blow. Garbage. Fire Nick Sirianni. Get Jalen Hurts out of there.
But yeah, no, I'll always root for a Florida team. What were we talking about?
We'll put Raw on the big TV. Sounds good. Anyway, moving on.
Well, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
We were just segueing.
Oh.
Yeah, we're moving on to it was a Grand Slam in Dynamite. They had the journalists sit behind the fucking Tron.
Good.
So I'm not trying to fucking knock them, but same stadium as last year, same stadium as the year before, smaller crowd, they packed it in. But they had the journalists sit behind the fucking stage and they couldn't see shit.
See, that's how you know that it's not just a we can't sell tickets on the hard cam side. It's we literally don't want anyone near our equipment. These journalists are going to be behind a Tron.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Don't
touch our equipment.
Let's cover some things here because there were some things that were pretty good. This was a pretty alright episode of Dynamite. It was like the first episode of Dynamite that was actually pretty fucking decent in a while.
I disagree, but whatever.
And it started off with Real Graps, Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy about this match.
Eric Bischoff wasn't.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff doesn't. Whatever.
Eric Bischoff doesn't know shit about Jack.
Dave gave it 4 stars. Fuck you, Dave. Should have gave it 5 1/4.
300.
24.
300 stars.
Yeah, what the fuck, Dave?
For Nigel and Bryan.
Fucking Dave. Bullshit. Anyway, Nigel and Danielson. This was really... I like the story that they told of both of them catching each other off guard with things, because it was... Nigel hasn't wrestled in a long time. So Danielson's surprised by that Nigel can go. But Nigel is also impressed by Danielson because he's not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielson won. It was fun. Christian Cage came out afterwards. He was going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, clipboard.
No, his new AEW World Champion clipboard.
And then Kip Sabian stole the pen.
I love Kip Sabian.
And
what a problem child. I love him.
And yeah, that was that. What did you thoughts on this match, Lizzie?
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful match. Love that Nigel was cursing.
I thought they were gonna do the ring post spot. I was like, oh boy.
They kind of did. They did one good ring post knock in it, and then that was it.
But they didn't do the spot.
Yeah. But no, really, really good match. I'm happy for both of them. I'm happy for Nigel. Because, I mean, I don't expect to see Nigel wrestle ever again.
No, I think that was Nigel's last match.
I think this was Nigel's way of being able to have his own closure and say goodbye. I mean, hey, if he does wrestle again, he wrestles again. I'm not gonna fucking.
And he got to do it with.
Not gonna say shit about it. He got to
do it with his boyfriend.
Yeah, it was with his husband. Because they're married.
They're a married couple.
I love that Nigel calls him Dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever mentioned that. Cause when we were watching the Nigel documentary.
Dragon.
It took me a second, because when he was saying Dragon, I was like, Ultimo Dragon?
No, Super Dragon.
Super Dragon? Who the fuck is he talking about?
Super.
And then I realized he was talking about Danielson, and I was like, oh, I think that's cool that he calls him Dragon. That's fun. I wonder if he still calls him that backstage. Dragon. They're just walking by, and he's just like,
well, he calls
him Dragon!
Well, now he calls him Brittle Brian, too.
Brittle Brian! Dragon, mate!
Moving on to probably the greatest thing to ever happen in AEW, and that is the FTW title being retired, finally.
Taz got to get his belt back.
It went full circle, at least. It went from Taz revealing it in New York in the 90s to Taz getting it back in New York in 2024, and Hook can finally move the fuck on from the FTW title, because that's all he was been doing since arriving. That's why I'm so happy it's fucking gone.
I want Hook to go after the TNT belt because I want him and Jack to run it back. I need a Jungle Hook run back so fucking bad, dude. And now that he doesn't have the FTW belt, he is either... Because there's no way Hook's going after the World Championship right now.
I think he should.
I think he should, but I don't think that's going to happen.
He'll go after the TNT
He's
belt.
either going to go after the TNT belt or the International belt.
No, not with Ospreay holding it.
I'd like to see an Ospreay and Hook match.
Hook versus Ospreay has potential to be ass. Look at their styles.
Yeah.
That is not meshing one bit.
Look at FTR and Young Buck styles. They're two completely different fucking styles.
They make that work because of what they can do. Hook has one style match. Ospreay has billion different style match. That he is not having a fucking judo match.
I think Ospreay will surprise us and have a fucking judo match. If I'm so fucking dead serious.
Will
about
Ospreay low-key's like a 10th degree black belt in judo or something?
Yeah, no, like I honestly could fucking see Ospreay having a judo match. He just pulls it out of his fucking ass.
Look, I'm just happy that this is done. This FTW title's gone.
I think personally, because right now we have Jack and Shibata happening. Shibata, homies with Hook. Homies with Joe.
Homies with Hook.
So I think we are trailing into that. Because I think what's gonna happen here is Perry's gonna obviously beat Shibata. Right? That's inevitable. So Perry's gonna beat Shibata, and then Perry's gonna do the same thing that he was doing to Suzuki. We'll talk about that later. But I am getting a bit ahead of myself here anyway. Well, we're just going to talk about it now. What are you going to talk about now? I don't even know if you wrote it down for Collision. But Perry's going to beat the shit out of Shibata, and then the signal's going to come up, Hook's going to come out, and we're going to have this stare down. It is also, similarly to like what I was talking about of Swerve's title reign, it is very evident that Perry's past is coming back to haunt him. With the Christian Cage and the Luchasaurus tease, the Marco stunt coming out for the open challenge. Now we're getting into Shibata, which leads us into Hook. It's very apparent that Perry's past, whether he was done wrong or he's done wrong to somebody, is coming back. And I think that, again, is going to, which is, I'm so fucking right about this. I think that is going to lead to Kenny coming back. Because Perry's fucking on everyone.
Well, then that means CM Punk needs to return too.
I don't think they're gonna get that to happen. I think it's ending with Kenny. Not that Kenny's winning the TNT belt off of Perry, which honestly, if that happens, fuck it at this point.
I think CM Punk needs to come back.
But I think it's inevitably going to run into Kenny coming after Perry. But before that, we're getting Hook and Perry. Quote me on it. Remember this clip.
So all of Jack's ex-lovers are coming back.
Oh god, yeah, all of his ex-boyfriends are showing back up. Let's see, we had Jungle Hook, Hookhausen. That's probably the best we'll get with CM Punk if they ever book fucking.
I don't think they're gonna have Mr. Dan Housen on.
We could have Hookhausen happen, and he comes back, and then he goes after Perry, because Perry got his bestie fired.
I don't think so. I think they quietly fired Dan Housen.
Is he still on the roster page?
That's a good question.
And then that's the CM Punk and Jack feud. I don't know. Jack can feud with Dax. Fuck it, why not? Sure. I'd love to see that happen. Scroll faster, dude. His name's D. It starts with D. Just you're in the A's. Just keep going. He's not hard to miss. He's got a very clear face. You're in the B's. Let's go.
No,
C's.
I'm in the C's now, you dumbasses. Because there's No, he's still there.
Yeah, so he's not fired yet. He's still getting paid by them.
Should I just tweet out to Dan Housen? Dan Housen, where are you?
Dan Housen, are you gonna fight Perry?
And will he answer me? You think?
He might.
At Dan Housen, where are you?
But yeah, so FTW belt's gone. Hook's going after the TNT belt. Whether Hook beats Perry for the belt, I'm not sure.
Probably not.
I could see it happening. I could see it not happening. I don't think Perry needs this fucking belt going into a feud with Kenny.
I honestly don't know who, like, takes the belt off of him.
Who is it? Fucking Kenny? Is Kenny gonna be the TNT champion?
Who are the champions in AEW?
Bucks of the tag belt champions.
We're gonna do something here. I was just on the AEW roster page. We're getting sidetracked here, but it's okay.
So the Bucks of the tag champions.
Okay, we'll get there.
I can recite them. I know the champions.
Okay, who's the world champion?
The world champion's Bryan Danielson.
Okay, who do you think's taking the belt off of him? Probably Jon Moxley. We'll get to that in a minute.
I don't think it's gonna be Mox, but
Mariah May is the women's champion. Who's taking the belt? Who's taking the belt off her?
I could see Chris. I could see Chris taking the belt off of her.
Okay.
But then that's heel versus heel. I could see Willow taking the belt off of her.
Yeah, Willow.
Because
nice.
Willow got involved.
Yeah.
So I can see Willow taking the belt off her, but that's too soon. Mariah just won it.
Do they give it to Mina?
No, because Mina's not signed.
What if she is, though? What if it's one of those things that she is, but we just don't know? Because they're good at doing that sometimes.
They're gonna. I mean, that's a tough one though, because that's gonna feel like another not like in the exact same vein, but that's gonna feel like a Mercedes Moné coming in and getting the TBS. By the way, Mercedes Moné is the TBS champion.
Who takes the belt off her?
Fuck if I know. Genuinely, fuck if I know at this point.
Probably no one.
I have no clue.
Who takes the belts off the Young Bucks?
Kenny and Coda.
Okay.
Kenny and Coda take the belts off the Bucks.
Who takes the international title off of Ospreay? Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Or
Darbs.
Or
Takeshita.
Or it's Fletcher or Takeshita.
Takeshita.
It's someone from the Don Callis family.
I can see Takeshita doing it.
TNT title.
But I could also see Takeshita getting the Continental belt. Again, that's a tough one. I could see Cope coming back and taking the belt off of Jack, because Jack's running around like a little shithead, and Jack never beat Cope for the belt. And Jack's title reign, by the time Cope comes back, if they run Jack's title reign until Cope's back, I think Cope takes it off of him, being like, you're a little fucking shithead. I came into this company to help the young talent, and you're just a fucking prick. I never lost that belt. I want my fucking belt back. And Cope comes and takes it. But I could also see Cope putting him over.
I don't think. I think when Edge comes back, it's gonna be him and Christian reuniting. That's my thing.
Maybe.
So there's gonna be something that happens there.
But we have gotten teases of Perry and Christian and Perry and Luchasaurus again.
Yeah.
He could reunite with Christian. Cope could either turn heel, or Christian can turn babyface, which is fucking wild. And they can go after Perry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Who takes the trios belts off of Pac and Yuta and Claudio? The trios titles have no fucking idea.
It's the Outrunners and Dax.
Okay.
Like, fuck it.
And who takes the Continental Breakfast title off of Okada?
See, that I could also see being Takeshita.
It's gonna be
Takeshita's gonna be double champ.
It's gonna be whoever wins the fucking Continental Classic tournament.
Yeah,
because Okada's gonna lose it then.
He's losing it then. The Bucks, Kenny, or the Bucks, Okada and Perry are all gonna lose their belts in quick succession.
Probably like on the same pay-per-view somehow.
That or within like a week's time. Like that's how the Elite work. That's how the Elite always have worked. They have everything and then they have nothing. So that's gonna happen, and then something's gonna crumble in the Elite. I could see. I don't know. I mean, I could see Takeshita entering the Continental Classic and winning the belt. I could also see Hangman entering the Continental Classic and winning the belt, because we've been teasing this Okada and Hangman one-on-one for a very long time, and there's still hints, and I could see Hangman entering the Continental off of pettiness, because the Elite tried to, the Elite suspended me, and then I went into Blood and Guts with them, and then they threatened to fire me for not getting into the cage when I'm trying to go after fucking Swerve. And I've had this beef with Okada for a hot minute and never got my hands on him. Okay, don't fucking hurry me up when I'm talking, dude. Don't fucking dude me, dude.
Dude.
Okay?
We
are talking wrestling.
We got extremely sidetracked. We need to get back to the program of Dynamite Grand Slam.
God forbid people want to hear me talk about stuff,
Speaking
right?
of the Elite, we had the Young Bucks defend their tag titles against the United Empire.
Yes, and it was a great match and they won.
Lyssie.
Oh, no, you don't want me to talk, so I'm not going to talk now.
What did you think of this match?
Good match.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah?
Fine match.
You could go on. I don't care.
No, it was fine. It was fine. We have a lot to talk about. Continue.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's get this fucking going.
Don't you dude me.
God forbid, talking wrestling, I start talking wrestling and you're like, oh, shut up. Stop fantasy booking. You know what? Our fantasy booking's gonna be right because me and fucking Tony Khan are the same goddamn person. Just like how I fantasy booked this goddamn fucking Young Bucks and fucking United Empire match.
The exact match we saw.
Yep.
We saw
down to the finish.
Did I not say to you in this match there's gonna be some ridiculous sequence in this match?
Yeah, because I booked it. I booked this.
And then sure enough there was some ridiculous sequence.
I talked to Matt before the match before their match. The
match was good. I just complained about the finish because I didn't like they're stretching out the screwdriver thing for far way too long.
Yeah, we've been doing this since Kenny was there, and Kenny's been gone for
we're
a long time. Kenny's been gone for almost a year.
Bro, it's been over a year with the screwdriver thing. Because they were doing this with Ospreay and Kenny.
Don, you need to get a better weapon.
It's just... I don't know. It was a good match, though. I mean, we knew the Young Bucks were going to win, but it was... I mean, it was like... It felt like an AEW match. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no fucking shit. It felt like an AEW match. You got the fucking founders, then you got two dudes that are basically the embodiment of what AEW is. I'm talking
about, when AEW... Prime AEW.
Yeah, respect the fucking Young Bucks.
Anyway.
Your fucking idol said it.
Anyway.
I think... Can we talk about Matt's hair?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that, dude?
Pearls in his hair.
Serving cunt.
He had pearls in his hair. Anyway, moving on to a big shocker here. So Nana was on the stage. He was getting interviewed, talking about Swerve.
He threw a bag of coffee.
He did throw a bag of coffee.
And then his coffee cup.
Yeah, he did throw coffee. And the next thing you know, Montel Vontavious Porter shows up.
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah.
He's all elite now.
Yeah.
That means Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are probably coming. We're getting the Hurt Club. Hurt Business.
The Hurt Club.
Beat Down Clan. It might be called the Hurt Club. The Hate Club, brother. Hate Club, motherfucking Hate Club.
The Hurt community.
What do you think of MVP being here?
I mean, I like the Hurt Business. So I think it's good. I'm excited to see what they do, how they take it, what direction they take it in.
It seems like they're gonna be trying to recruit Swerve.
I'm excited for Swerve versus Bobby Lashley. I don't think Swerve's ever gonna leave Prince Nana's side.
I don't know.
He loves him.
I don't know.
What's Nana gonna go do then? He's not gonna dance anymore, and that's a shame.
Man, who can Nana be with?
What, is he going to go back to Brian Cage?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's terrible.
No.
Do they both reluctantly join?
Nana can go with Willow because he can dance the Willow's theme.
Can we get a Nana and Stokely match then?
No, Nana should go with MJF, honestly. But, it would just... MJF, in my opinion, should have, a manager. But, not one to talk for him, obviously. Just someone to be an inconvenience.
Yeah, well, probably.
Anyway, moving on. This is what I wrote down on the notes. Death, taxes, and Jon Moxley winning the AEW championship.
I don't think he's winning it.
Because he beats Darby Allin, so he gets the shot at the AEW title at Wrestle Dream, and he's probably going to be the one to retire Bryan Danielson because it's the perfect Danielson loses in his hometown, and you're really going to have Jon Moxley, who's starting this romper stomper gimmick, lose?
No, I think Moxley loses. I think Utes finally grows a pair, and like Mox is like beating the piss out of Danielson, and then maybe Claudio or Pac or Marina like are causing an inconvenience or something.
And then Shane McMahon shows up.
Money, 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 money. Comes the money. And then Yuta comes out, makes his decision, and helps Bryan. And Bryan retains.
No.
What, you think Mox wins?
Yes.
Bryan's gone. Yuta's disoriented, has no idea what to do, and then has this internal feud with the Blackpool Combat Club.
And Shane McMahon.
And then Yuta takes down Moxley and wins the world championship? Is that what you think fucking happens?
And Shane McMahon. No, Shane McMahon beats Jon Moxley for the AEW championship.
I think Danielson's winning.
And then Shane McMahon wins.
I think Danielson wins, honestly.
And then we get Shane McMahon versus Tony Khan at Y'all-In next year.
Sure.
Yes.
Move on.
Moving on to Collision Grand Slam. Jack Perry held an open challenge, and it was against Minoru Suzuki, and it was the worst fucking thing I've seen in my life.
No, Suzuki got dropped on his dome piece. That was cool.
We respect Minoru Suzuki, but like he could tell he did not give a fuck, and yeah, it was just yeah.
And then, like I was saying earlier, Shibata came out to help because Jack was beating down Suzuki, and now we're getting Shibata versus Jack.
Yes. Moving on. We haven't really gotten to talk about them because, like, it's rare when we watch Collision anymore. Let's talk about the Outrunners.
Okay. What about them?
Well, we saw that vignette.
Uh-huh.
And we only seen a little bit of them. We got to see them live, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about them?
They're probably like 20 years old.
I fucking love them. They're my favorite tag team. Fuck FTR.
They're what FTR thinks they are.
Yeah, fuck FTR. Fucking bunch of posers. The Outrunners have potential to fucking... They're really over. Put the belts on them.
Yeah, fuck it.
There's potential there. There is literally potential there. What do you want to see from the Outrunners?
Steroids.
That's all?
Steroids, spandex, drugs, alcohol, and lots of booty. I don't know, man. They're funny. They're fun. I like them.
Yeah, let's just get thrown off of TV.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, moving on. There was cool lucha things happening. Hologram, the Beast Mortis, Drolistico. These fucks had like a 8-star classic. It was a 3-way, and they did crazy things. And the whole time I was watching it, I was popping my pussy. And you can tell, unless he can confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Hologram got the win, because of course he did, because he's Mr. Goldberg. And I love that. They need to put the belt on Hologram.
Yeah, Hologram's gonna beat Ospreay.
Honestly, at this point. So I just realized this. I want you to read the cool lucha thing note, but how I spelled hologram. It's homogram. Moving on. This was the main event. Actually, it wasn't. But it should have been the main event. And that was the Lumberjack Strap match, a.k.a. Country Boy Whipping match, between Hangman Adam Page and Jeff Jarrett. And Juice Robinson was the star of this by dressing up in his gear, but as a lumberjack.
This was a misleading title.
Jeff Jarrett apologizes. I was listening to the My World podcast, and he was like, what did you got? Like, he's like, I understand where the confusion was from of everyone thought it was going to be a strap match, but he's like, it was supposed to be a country boy whipping match of where it was like the lumberjacks. Like, it was misleading.
Well, you probably couldn't say country boy women match on the television.
Yes.
But no, it was a good match.
It was.
A lot of people were saying on my side that it was underwhelming.
It's hard to work a fucking lumberjack match, I understand, because obviously you need to get the lumberjacks involved, that's the whole point. So you need to throw them out of the ring. It's just odd that, like, it's a blood feud and you want to get your hands on each other, but it's like, yep, I gotta throw you out of the ring for this whole gimmick to work. But, like, at least they put a gimmick on it where it was like, yeah, you gotta fucking whip your opponent or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a good match, though.
Alex Reynolds, though, with the shot of the fucking night.
Bro,
like,
he
literally sprinting into frame to fucking whack. It was Jarrett. To whack Jeff Jarrett. Like, Jesus Christ. Alex Reynolds was like, it's my time to be on TV. Just sprinted there. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
And Hangman won. I mean, obvious. Jeff Jarrett, always the great guy in the business, putting over the young talent. We respect that.
But it also makes sense as to why it had the lumberjack element to it. Because Jared even said in his fucking promo, there's a long line of people in the back wanting to beat the shit out of you.
Well, yeah.
So it makes sense to have a lumberjack match because then you get more people in there that want to beat the piss out of Hangman.
Yeah.
And now we're getting Juice Robinson and Hangman out of it because they had like a little something going on. And now we're getting Juice Robinson and Hangman on Wednesday.
Yeah, they're going to beat the fuck out of each other, too. Anyway, that's enough of AEW. We talked actually a lot of AEW on that, so to only be fair, we got to talk about WWE. And we're going to talk about Bad Blood. They have a pay-per-view coming up in Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday, October 5th. Bad Blood. Bad Blood is finally back for the first time in fucking 20 years. It's such a cool name. It starts at 6 o'clock Eastern time because UFC 307 is airing like right after it. So for timing issues, it works. So it's a weird time. But it's a WWE PLE. So you know how many matches that means on the card? 5. 5.
2 matches.
5.
You don't even know what the fuck matches are happening.
Well, I'm about to read them off to you.
Thank goodness, because I'm blissfully unaware.
So, for the women's match, for the women's title, with Dirty Dom Mysterio being suspended above the ring in a shark cage, it will be Liv Morgan.
Oh, did we not remember what happened when AEW did that?
It will be Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley.
Again?
With Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage.
Again?
Yes. Who wins? Probably Liv.
Someone else from Judgment Day is gonna come out and like
no,
Dom
will slide Liv a weapon like out of the cage.
He's gonna drop it in the middle of the ring.
He's gonna do what Enzo did a couple years ago and get naked and put butter on himself and get out of the cage. Oh, I hate WWE. Who's winning this match?
Liv's winning it because if Dom doesn't get involved, fucking Finn probably will.
Speaking of Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest.
Probably.
For the WWE Women's Championship, Nia Jax versus Bayley.
I don't know, man.
Nia Jax and then Tiffy cashes in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A tag team match. Playa, holla, holla. The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu versus the Lovers, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Solo pins Roman. Hot take there. It's happening.
Probably.
And in a cell. It should be the main event, but I don't think it is. I think the tag match is the main event. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
Drew.
CM Punk. He's going to beat Drew, and then he's going to challenge Gunther at Survivor Series.
Sure.
Happy ending story. CM Punk wins. Larry the Dog is going to interfere and eat Drew McIntyre alive.
That's fine.
Anyway, those are our Bad Blood predictions. We'll be watching that. And we'll be reviewing that next episode. So stay tuned for Bad Blood and stuff. Baby, we got bad blood. Anyway, speaking of Bad Blood, let's talk about my time in DCW. Or a match that happened in DCW, but it's from the good era of DCW, is because when Corey was booking it. And we just turned it into KWA. And that is Dylan's Way Back Wednesday match. And that is from Destruction TV episode 1. Me as Dilvon versus Jacob Yeager for the DCW Extreme Championship. So a little backstory here. So DCW starts up, and then in kayfabe, I get a phone call from the owner, Eclipse. I come in, and I'm like, boy, this company is an outlaw mud show, and I'm going to change it all around. And I manipulate Eclipse. I fucking turn his son against him. I do a lot of things. I take the company. I'm like, I get lawyers involved. I'm trying to take the company away from him. And then I challenge Eclipse at DCW's first ever show, Downfall, for his Extreme Championship in an I Quit match. And the winner would be the Extreme Champion and would gain full control of DCW. And Bryce was a special guest referee. Bryce helps me win. It's a big screw job. People throw shit in the ring. Blah, blah, blah. We do this segment where it was revealed by the lawyers and Eclipse that in the contract, Eclipse knew that he was going to get screwed somehow. That was like the whole counterpoint of this. And it was, well, Dilvon, you may have won, and I fucking lost everything in the company. You own the company and everything. But it states here that if you beat me in a screwy fashion, I get to pick one more match, and you're going to defend that Extreme title against Jacob Yeager, because in real life and in kayfabe, we wanted to build Jacob Yeager up as like the face of DCW. And Lissy can confirm that this is all true, and I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass.
Yeah.
We were very high on Jacob Yeager. So I was like, all right. I got an idea. So the whole thing was, I'm just going to have Yeager fucking squash me. That's why if you go watch this match is literally, the video is 7 minutes long. I've timed the match from bell to bell before. It's literally just under 5 minutes long. It is a squash match, which is very funny. So like, if you go back and watch the whole episode, you can watch the whole episode or watch just the match on my YouTube. But if you go back and watch the whole episode, the episode starts off with me and Bryce coming out. We're talking about how we're like, I'm the owner of DCW, blah, blah, blah. Eclipse comes out and is acting all drunk and everything. And I'm like, Eclipse, you can't wrestle, but he wants to wrestle. So I make Bryce wrestle Eclipse. And we've talked about that, I believe, on the episode with Bryce, where Bryce fucking hates this match because this match was absolutely garbage. And it was. So Bryce and Eclipse have the match. We break Eclipse's neck in kayfabe. Blah, blah, blah. There's a fucking backstage segment where Corey Graves is the world champion, and he is cutting a promo, and me and Bryce walk in on the promo, and we're like, hey, like what we did, blah, blah, blah. And Graves goes, that makes me fucking sick. And then like we get in Graves' face, he gets in our face, we leave Graves laying, Bryce steals the belt, and he runs off. And I'm like, fuck, Bryce, I have a match next against Jacob Yeager. And then Jacob Yeager comes out, and Lissy, feel free to chime in on this, because I don't know if I ever gotten your opinion on this. What do you think of Jacob Yeager's Goldberg entrance?
Oh, it was badass.
It was.
It was fun.
We made him come through the garage, through Eclipse's whole house, and everyone's going, Yeager, Jaeger. Jaeger. It goes hard. I shared it on my Instagram, like one of like the videos that I was like, oh, it's way back Wednesday match, and I was like, this is too good. So this match is so fucking funny. Because I was like, me and Jaeger are going to have more matches. And like, we need to build Jaeger up as a fucking monster. I'm just a chicken shit heel. And plus, we needed to get this belt off of me because I was getting put into the world title picture with Bryce and Corey. That was that whole triple threat thing. So, bell rings. And I'm like pleading with Jaeger. I'm like, I'll pay you. Just lay down. Let me win. Like, and Jaeger's like, I didn't come here to get paid. I came here for a damn challenge. And he fucking grabs me, throws me in the corner, fucking lifts me up and throws me. I flare bump off of this. I roll out of the ring. Jaeger immediately pulls down his straps. Yeah! And then I take off my shirt that says Delvon Drip. And I have a shirt that says pizza on it. Jaeger's like, what the fuck? And this is from Dusty Rhodes' promos in WWF when he was the con man. He was the pizza man, baby. Oh, I love this job. That's what that whole point was. So I take off my shirt and it says pizza on it, just like his. I pull out a whole pie of Nardone's pizza from under the ring. Whole ass pie. Jaeger sticks his head like through the ropes like, what the fuck's he doing? I nailed this motherfucker so hard with this fucking pizza that there is cheese and sauce in his ear.
Legend has it he's still pulling cheese and sauce out of his ear to this day.
The pizza, I throw it at him. The pizza's laying in the middle of the ring. I'm running around like a chicken shit heel. Jaeger's acting all pissed and everything. He gives me a fall away slam and I land in the fucking pizza. And then you immediately see me land in the pizza and I'm like, this was a bad idea. And I throw the pizza on the outside of the ring. There's pizza all everywhere, all over me, all over him. It's fucking gone. It was a whole pot. I bought it that morning just for this spot. A Nardone's pizza. It went. And then, the only offense I get in this match, I give him a low blow. He lays down in the corner. I go for the coast to coast with the garbage can. He throws this garbage can right at my face. I'm knocked out. He picks me up. I go for the guillotine. At the time, my finisher, which is the satanic suffering. He picks me up for the Jaeger bomb. And it is probably the greatest looking Jaeger bomb ever. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say that there will be more Delvon Jaeger matches to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if you enjoy this one, Lissy can also probably confirm that you'll enjoy the others.
Yeah.
Because we had a great feud and everything, and I'm going to be uploading all of that. This was the first match of this feud, so I'll be uploading it in order and everything. And you'll notice that there is a little bit of a trend in our matches that we do some same things, and this is one of them. Satanic suffering into the Jaeger bomb, and then Jaeger beats me, and he is the DCW Extreme Champion. And technically, he still is to this day. He never lost it.
He never did.
He never did because we retired because DCW fucking folded like 4 weeks later. And we came back and we never had the Extreme title after that. It was just the world title. You haven't seen this match in a while, but like you remember it.
I know this fucking match.
Give me your opinions and stuff on this match of Delvon versus Jacob Jaeger.
What a waste of Nardone's. It was a good match.
Yeah.
Me and Jaeger always have good matches. So, I mean, I can't really say,
It's not the best match we've had.
No, but it was fun.
Yeah. There's other better ones, but this one was like, it was get in, get out because Jaeger needs to be put over like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And if you go watch those 4 episodes of Destruction TV of DCW, not Extreme TV, Destruction TV, the original DCW, you can tell what we were doing with Jaeger. He faced Go-Go in a hardcore match at Downfall. He was originally supposed to be a heel, but the crowd, everyone turned him babyface. Where I was like, we gotta turn him babyface, fuck it. And then he faced me, beat me in like 5 minutes. He gave Danny Dangerous his best match. And he gave Chaos the Clown his best match.
Yeah.
Man, go watch DCW Destruction TV episode 3, I believe it is. I believe it's episode 3. Where it's Jacob Jaeger versus Chaos the Clown.
Is that the match where not the Chaos and Jaeger one? Is that the match where between Jaeger and Danny where he threw up? Where Danny threw up?
No. Danny threw up when we were doing dark matches and he was facing Madness.
That's right.
Yeah. No. This is the Danny and Jaeger match is the crowd fucking popped. Cause it was the one where Jaeger comes out and fucking is like, I'm gonna hold an open challenge tonight. Mm-hmm. And then Danny Dangerous comes out answering the open challenge and goes, how dare you challenge me to an open challenge?
Verbatim.
Danny came out, bro. Go watch episode 2. Danny comes out. He's shaking the ropes like the Ultimate Warrior.
Which, God, those fucking ropes.
He gets on the turnbuckle.
Not facing
the hard cam side. He's facing the empty yard that's on the other side.
And mind you, it's not just an open empty yard. The way that the ring was set up, it was right next to a fence.
Yeah.
So he's standing on the turnbuckles towards the fence, this wooden fence, looking into the neighbor's yard.
Can you share like multiple links in a description on YouTube?
I could try.
Because I'll just send I'll send episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 so people can watch this.
Facing the other side of not even the yard that this fucking was taking place in, literally somebody else's yard, away from the crowd that was there.
If not,
I don't even know if he got up on the turnbuckles towards the crowd.
If we can't put multiple links in descriptions, we'll just put episode 1 in the description so people know where to go for like 2, 3, and 4. There's only 4 episodes. It's Destruction TV and Downfall. Like that's the original DCW. Episode 2 is fucking wild because there's the Jaeger and Danny match. There's Go-Go setting Jay Madness on fire.
That's the best thing Go-Go done.
They set Brushy on fire, and then Madness gets set on fire. And then there's the absolute barn burner of Corey and Bryce. And then I give Corey a Crowley bomb in a suit with platforms on. That was a wild episode. But then episode 3 is Jaeger and Chaos, where fucking Jaeger takes that fucking cart bump.
He didn't need to do that.
And so they had to redo that match too.
Yeah.
So the first match they had, it was so bad. It was god awful.
Well, it was raining.
It was raining.
It was downpouring.
It was pouring. And also, Chaos fucking sucks.
Well, yeah, but you're not gonna have a good match on that fucking ring with that fucking rain.
But they redid the match, and holy fuck. Zach Roback!
Yeah, that's right. That's where that came from. That was where Chaos peaked. And that's it. Like that was the tip of the mountain.
That's when DCW peaked, bro. Bro, me and Corey will fucking so like for context here, me and Corey will be like, yo,
is that the match that came that Jaeger Elmo laugh came out of
yeah.
I forgot about that.
That was the
right
one.
now.
That was the one. I'm not gonna say the person's full name here, but that's when he was like, "Man, fucked him." Right in the camera.
We had to bleep it. He said like, "Come on, hit me, man. I ain't no pussy like Tim." And we had to bleep it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
he
do the necro butcher spot. I'm sitting there. I'm like, necro butcher. I'm like, come on, Jaeger, set up the chairs like necro butcher. He sits down in the chair with Chaos and goes, hit me. I ain't no bitch like Tim.
I can't, dude.
Bro,
I fucking can't.
me and Corey will randomly shoot each other a text sometimes and be like, yo, remember Punk's Collision? Yeah, that was our DCW.
I need you to text Corey and say, remember the Jaeger Elmo laugh? And I guarantee you he'll have the clip on standby. Guarantee you.
He randomly sent me the other day. Shit, speaking of Corey. He said, you probably know what video that is by just looking at it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Him as Zach Romig.
You're killing my stocks. And that's why
I wish that was not taken down. My birthday bash was the
Lost Files.
The Lost File. Bro.
That was hilarious. That was one of the funniest fucking things that anyone's ever done. I can't, man. I fucking can't. I swear, if he sends you the clip in the next 10 minutes, on standby, dude. On fucking standby.
Oh man, DCW was some bad times, but man, there were some fucking fun times.
There was a lot of good times in it. Realistically speaking, the whole thing is tainted because of absolute fucking dog shit, bullshit fucking people ruining it for literally everybody else. But honestly, some of the most fucking fun I've had was going over, setting up the fucking ring, hanging out with everyone, seeing people, hanging out afterwards. And then sometimes it would fall on days of pay-per-views and then your car won't start, and then...
Man, there were some good ones.
And then you missed all of Night 1 Mania, that
Kevin
Owens.
That was actually KWA.
It was, but that was the day it turned from DCW to KWA, right?
No.
That was the next show after that.
Yeah, so Summer Sacrifice, the triple threat with me, Bryce, and Corey was KWA.
Yeah.
TCW to KWA, and then we had a couple of other shows after that, and then ended the season, and then that was the beginning of next season. That's when Navon and the Reeds came down.
That's right.
That was the crossface chicken wing.
That's right, because DCW ended the first time. Yeah. Ended literally almost at the end of what the recording season would have been.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The DCW was starting back up at this time because Bryce was like, you guys can use the ring.
Yeah.
And everything. And we were running... That was the one full season of DCW. The one full season that we got out of it.
That was the most heartbreaking season, too. Because that was when a lot of, the stupid bullshit happened with Bryce. And...
Yeah.
It just... Because I remember that's... Well, no, actually, because... I mean, it was still DCW, but because I remember when Bryce put out that video saying, I'm done with KWA.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean...
But yeah, no, it was... But there was still DCW going on because he was supposed to be at the one show facing Ivan and all of that and everything. We're okay now.
Yeah, it was a lot of heartbreak that season.
Speaking of, fun things, tainted and whatnot, the best moment I have from DCW, because it was a DCW show, is when we had it up in... I'm not trying to dox people. When we had it up in Carbondale. I'll just say Carbondale.
Yeah, that's not doxing no one.
But when we had it up in Carbondale, and it was the one show that...
Just don't say names.
Yeah, no, I won't say names. It was the one show that we had up there, and after the show, we had a cookout. And it was all of us. Mm-hmm. It was Bryce was there. It was everyone.
Yeah.
That was the best. And kind of now looking back on it, yeah, I saw the writing on the wall right there. Because I was like, man, we're all having a great fucking time.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah. The show ran smoothly that day. That was one of a handful of shows. There is a handful of shows in DCW and KWA that have ran smooth. There is more stressful shows than perfectly fucking ran shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. If you're doing backyard wrestling and a show runs perfect, something's gonna happen.
That was one of the shows where it was everyone showed up on time, everyone's happy what they're doing, no one's arguing, the ring didn't break.
Oh god, yeah.
Fucking Chaos the Clown wasn't being fucking Chaos the Clown. He was actually in a good mood.
Dude, those fucking beer sausages were so good.
That's the day we had the beer sausage.
And I keep thinking about that of just like, man, I've had one beer sausage in my life, and I'm never going to again.
Well, people ruin things.
They do, and it sucks, because that was really good fucking food.
People ruin things.
That was also the first time I ever tried, what's it called? Tajin seasoning on corn? That, chili lime seasoning on corn. That was the first time I ever tried that. And now I can't eat corn without it.
Anyway.
Alright, fine. Let's not talk about good seasonings to put on your corn.
Good seasonings. Anyway. We're going to the throwback match of the week now.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it was.
Continuing with our Hell in a Cell theme because
yeah.
Punk and Drew. We decided to watch Undertaker versus Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell from WrestleMania 32. Because Lyssie never seen it.
I mean, not that I know of.
Yeah.
But, if I don't remember it, it's not real.
But Lyssie, what did you think of Undertaker versus Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell?
I mean, the match was fine for what it was. Undertaker's older, can't really do as much. Shane's not exactly a wrestler, but he can do stuff.
He just wanted to jump off things.
Yeah, he could do stuff, so, he did Shane McMahon stuff. It was a fun match for what it was. I think the crowd wasn't into it, and that sucks.
Well, yeah.
I would have popped for Shane McMahon, but whatever. Yeah, no, it wasn't the best Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen, but it was fun for what it was, and then the story that came after was just fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's still a weird story of, Shane challenging Shane wanting a match to get control of WWE, and if he lost, he wouldn't, but he loses anyway, and yeah. We got SmackDown Live, we got the brand split out of it.
Yeah.
We got Bryan Danielson as a general manager with Shane McMahon out of it. Yeah, we just wanted to watch it. Oh, because we also wanted to watch it because they were talking about it in the Vince documentary, and I was like, fuck it, we're going to watch this match.
Yeah, because that was the match he was saying he just wanted a pat on the back, and he finally got that pat on the back, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
So yeah, that was our throwback match of the week of Undertaker versus Shane McMahon. Go check it out, WrestleMania 32. Corey laughed, react to my message.
Let's see if he sends a clip.
He said, now I do.
Oh my god. I swear to God, if my phone vibrates and there's a message in the KWA chat, and it's just Corey being like, hey, do you guys remember this? And by you guys, it's literally just me, and then Mike's gonna be like, I don't know what any of this is, but this is great. Oh my god, he's gonna find it.
Yeah.
He's gonna fucking find it. There's always so many good random clips of Jaeger.
Yeah.
I don't know, man's just... You talked to him recently? I don't know, are you guys friends still?
Yeah, I talked to him here and there. He's doing good. He has a girlfriend.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, he has a girlfriend.
That's good.
I don't know her or anything. I did stalking though. She seems nice.
Okay.
I saw him share a picture, or something, and I was just like,
Who are you?
I was like, yeah, I was like, who are you? Like I'm still cool with his ex.
Yeah.
Cause she works at the gas station.
Yeah.
Trying not to dox people.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But a lot of things happen. I don't know the true thing. I heard things and whatnot, and obviously, but
I'm glad that he's moving on and
yeah. But I was like, all right, who's this girl? And then I was like, all right, she seems nice. I was like, I don't even know who you are. You can be crazy for all I know. Jacob Yeager.
What a guy.
Jacob Yeager. I stand alone. That's another thing about Yeager. He had a hell of a theme. Anyway, I guess this is our time for Wrestler of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who my Wrestler of the Week is.
I don't know, Dylan. Who's your Wrestler of the Week?
Well, his theme goes beep, 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 boo, doo, doo, boo. It's Taz.
Mm-hmm.
Like a war machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Taz.
Okay.
Because we were watching Dynamite, and I was like, fuck it, my Wrestler of the Week is Taz. And Taz is my Wrestler of the Week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ask me questions about Taz.
When's your first introduction to Taz?
So, it's kind of like a weird story. So, like, Taz as a commentator was like my first impression of Taz. Because,
You're
like,
young.
yeah, I'm young. It was around that time where he was just doing commentary, and I was like, all right, Taz. I get that DVD of ECW One Night Stand 2006. If you are a weekly listener and you listen to every episode, you probably remember me telling the story at least once or twice. I get the DVD from my teacher that always gave me the DVDs of ECW One Night Stand 2006. Taz wrestles Jerry the King Lawler on that episode in like a 30-second match. Okay, so that's cool. And then there's the second disc, which is ECW Barely Legal 97, which is ECW's first pay-per-view. Taz has a match against Sabu. I'm watching this match. I'm like, whoa. And then I get the Rise and Fall of ECW DVD. And then I see the Tasmaniac. And then I see Taz. And then I get the whole story of it, of what happened. And then why he's a commentator now. And it's like, it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like my introduction to Taz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at the TV.
It's Vampiro versus Penta. I've seen this match many of times.
Okay.
It's a Mexican death match.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite Taz match?
My favorite Taz match is probably him versus Sabu, or him versus Bam Bam Bigelow when they went through the ring.
How do you feel about Taz on commentary?
Funny as fuck. I love him. He's always been good. Like, I never really had a complaint about Taz. Like, he gives good insights. I love his fucking one-liners. Don't
do me, dude.
Yeah, don't do me, dude. Or fucking Mr. Jones over here.
Chair Shot Jones.
Yeah,
over
Chair
here.
Shot Jones.
Yambag City over
Yam
here.
bags. Hey, those are my colors, brother.
Oh, it's just pissing me off to see him wearing orange.
Yeah. He's wild. Taz is wild.
I wonder what it was like for Hook growing up with Taz as your dad. Genuinely.
Probably insane.
Yeah.
Probably insane. Like, what's your first, like, introduction of Taz?
I mean, definitely it was... It might have ended up being commentary and, like, I just didn't know that it was Taz type of thing. I mean, I know that they're always like, oh, I'm so-and-so with so-and-so and this is Taz and whatnot. But as a kid, like, I never really cared much about the commentary team. I never really, like, I never tuned into what commentary was saying as a kid because, like, I was more so involved in, like, watching the match, and I was like, I don't get why these guys are talking over my match. I want to watch my match. Why are these saying stuff?
Do you understand it now?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I know now. But at the time, I was just like, I don't care. I want them to beat each other up. So I probably just, like, realized my introduction to Taz's commentary, but I don't really recall it. I mean, aside from that, I remember seeing him in ECW and such and whatnot, and, you know. But he's one of my favorite commentators now. I think he is my favorite commentator.
Would Taz be your favorite
I would say Taz is my favorite commentator. Because I love
You
a
have
good
a Taz
comedy.
tattoo.
I do. I have the Botchamania I Digress Taz tattooed on me. Which I need to go book an appointment with Anna and get it colored in. But I want to do my Orville Peck and Trixie Mattel tattoo when I go do that. So, you know, I gotta save up some money for that. But yeah, no. I always liked Taz growing up. I always thought he was a badass motherfucker. You know what I mean? Someone I didn't want to fuck with.
Do you like the wrestling style of Taz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he was still able to go. I understand why he can't. I don't want the man to disintegrate.
He broke his goddamn neck.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather him not disintegrate, but
Yeah.
I would like to be able to see him... I would like to see him get in the ring and do something with Hook, just for that, like, father-son thing.
Well, I mean, he choked out Jericho.
No, I know that, but I mean, like, I don't know, I want to see them... I want to see them team up. I want to see them team up in a match.
I want to see Taz deliver one more Tazplex.
Yeah, but I know that's not going to happen, and that's fine. Taz is there with his son nonetheless. He's at the commentary booth watching him and being able to call his match. So, that's sure in itself the same.
I know he doesn't physically train him, but I'm sure he still trains him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love Taz on commentary. I fucking love him on commentary.
Is that Rick Knox as the ref?
Does look like Rick Knox, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you could sit down with Taz and ask him one thing, what would it be?
Were you an actual pussy in the ECW locker room? Like everyone says you were.
He's gonna be like, oh, smart ass Jones over here. All right, I see you.
How was Hook as a child?
Yeah, right. Was Hook like a well-mannered child?
Like, what about Mrs. Hook?
What's Hook's name? What did Taz name him?
Let's see if I can find out.
Because his name's not Hook Jones.
What's Taz's real name? I think it's like Peterson Urcha. Peter Senerchia. Senerchia.
Peter. He's a Peter.
He's 56.
He's not Peter.
His spouse is Teresa Smith. He's related to Chris Chetty, Hook, his son. Tyler.
Oh, he looks like a Tyler.
Tyler Cole.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Tyler Cole.
I could have fucking guessed that shit.
He is 25.
Oh, I could have fucking guessed that shit. That's a fucking Tyler.
Trained by Brian Myers, Pat Buck, Cody Rhodes, and QT Marshall.
See, some wrestlers don't look like their name. Like, Taz doesn't look like Peter. Yuta doesn't look like a Paul. Hook looks like a Tyler. Kenny doesn't look like a Tyson.
Taz is a 2-time ECW champion, 2-time FTW champion, 2-time tag team champion, or TV champion, 3-time tag team champion with Kevin Sullivan twice and Sabu once. He was ranked number 10 of the 500 best singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 1999. In WWF, he is a 3-time hardcore champion and a 1-time tag team champion with Spike Dudley. In Wrestling Observer Newsletter, he has won Worst Gimmick in 2013 with Aces and Eights. That makes sense. Worst Television Announcer in 2013. And Best Non-Wrestler in 2020.
What the fuck was going on in 2013?
TNA.
Oh, sure.
Personal life. He is Italian descent.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
He has a tattoo of the Looney Tunes character Taz on his upper right bicep.
Mm-hmm. A classic.
He played high school football as well in college. He also studied judo. He's a supporter. He is a fan of a wild ass fan base. He is a supporter of the New York Mets, New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers, New York Islanders, and Buffalo Bills.
Taz, your football team sucks. Fucking Mr. Buffalo Bill over here. Buffalo Bill Jones over here.
How are you a fan of the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers?
But he's not more of I know he's from New York. But
they're both
he's from Philly at heart.
Well, yeah, EC Dub.
Yeah.
EC Dub.
So honestly, he should just be a Philly fan base.
EC Dub. No, he's from New York, brother.
No. When you bleed in Philly, you're Philly. You're from Philly. I don't make the rules. That's just how it works.
Bro, I love Philly. I don't care what anyone says. Would I move there? Hell no.
No, God no.
But man, would I go there every day of the week if I was able to? Abso-fucking-lutely.
I don't think I really got any more questions about Taz for you. So I gotta get to editing this shit in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess we can take it on out of here.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for listening or watching or whatever you want to call this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Send this out to your friends, your best friends, your neighbors, your mortal enemies, your Tasmanian devils, your Tylers, whoever. If you enjoyed listening to me talk
Tyler Cole.
Tyler Cole.
What the fuck?
If you enjoy listening to me talk and want to follow me on my social medias, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtar. That is LUNG_TAR. And you can find me on TikTok at Lungbucks. That is LUNG_BUCKS. TikTok, I talk about wrestling. I do predominantly wrestling content. Obviously, on Twitter, I'm talking about wrestling, talking about the downfall of the fucking Jags, and everything in between. And I mean, same thing as my Instagram. I don't post too much on there, but I post on my stories. So, like, you'll see a little bit more of everything on there, like artwork, tattoos, wrestling, football, all that fun stuff, Pokemon stuff, whatever. Dylan, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Instagram or the Twitter machines, known as apps, at Danny_line_Valo. That is DANI_line VALO_line. Instagram, I use it here and there. And then Twitter, I retweet a lot of wrestling things. I talk wrestling, and I also bitch about the Eagles, and hopefully I pray to whatever God is out there that the Phillies win the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, have fun following me.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Don't do it me.